are you guys going? Oh, time is up. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, this is terrible. So, how many words have I written? I've written 3,000 and almost 4,000 words in this chapter so far. So, apparently, like 864 words today, and I'm still like, this stakeout is it's just going. Why is this thing just going? I need this to move quicker, but I just kind of don't know how. Although I feel like I've kind of possibly turned a vague corner in that I think they're going somewhere. They're going with somewhere with this. So my plot problem was I had like a big question mark around here where it was just basically like the killers that they're hunting down, they have some sort of magical method to prevent people from finding them magically. And even if they didn't, like the protagonists are kind of at the point where they're magically exhausted, so they don't have any other option of finding them via magical powers anyway. On top of all of that, like I'm just like they're not exactly trained to be detectives or anything like that, so they're just trying to like run around to like basically look for people who might be the murderers, which is like kind of stupid. So my whole issue with the stakeout scene was like it's a stakeout scene where like they're just getting really frustrated that they cannot find anything. So I was just like, I don't know how to get from this point to and the killers like and they magically discover like where specifically in this general location that they've pinpointed the killers to, like where specifically are they. And so I think I've now got a method for doing that, but it's just taking a really long time. So yes, GG me. I think I shall be working on this scene into the rest of this week, I think, because it's just look at how many bullet points I've got. I just kind of want to get to the action part so I can just close this off. It's okay. I think maybe I've got another like 2,000 words or so in the scene. I just kind of maybe need like another 500 so that they can get to the point of discovering where the killers are, and then they're basically gonna wait there until the end of the day, and then like everything's gonna go down. So I figure like 2,000 more words and I will be done with this scene. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Oh, how are you guys going? I hope you're going better than I am. Although I think Cherry Panda has been struggling. Oh man. Why do I feel abandoned? I'll just get it where I can and go over it again when I have more of it written. So far that has worked out for me when I get stuck. Also, Cherry Panda says, I giggle every time you write something and then backspace. OMG, I'm doing like so much of that. It's like, part of me is just like, I should just leave the words there. Like, all the words count. I should just leave the words there and just put a comment on it and just kind of like move on, because who knows, like maybe I'll come back at a later point and just decide, no, the words are fine. Cherry Panda suggests this is the time for a lucky break. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Life with Casey says, I loved watching you work. Well, I don't know that I was all that productive today. I just feel like I was kind of like going in circles because I'm just like, I just need them to just keep going. And my characters are just like, we're bored and we're meant to be bored because it's a stakeout. I'm just like, how do I keep this interesting? Why did I even put a stakeout scene in here? Like this was a bad plotting decision. Herb Sticker says, ended with 1.6k for the day, which is not my best, but I've been taking it slow after Nano, so I'm fine with that for now. Maybe I can get in 2k, which would make my day. Yeah, a 2k day I think is nice, like outside of Nano, because like the Nano pace is just kind of really breakneck, but at the same time I feel like it's hard to keep that kind of pace up in the long term. I don't know, like for me, I was just pushing myself so hard during Nano that now I'm just a little bit like, I need to chill for a little bit, because like I don't want to like burn myself out and not finish as a result of burnout. So that's where I'm feeling. Life with Casey says, I got no writing done, but you gave me lots to think about. I really recommend you check out the guest lecture on YouTube by Mary Robinette Cow. It's on Brandon Sanderson's YouTube channel. It's part of his BYU 2020 lecture series, and I think it's lecture 7. So it's titled something like Short Stories, but in that particular lecture, she goes through a plotting framework, which I think Orson Scott Card came up with originally, and she's kind of like built on top of that, called the mice quotient. And she also explains the try-fail cycle framework in that particular lecture. And I have to say, it is like the most intuitive way of looking at plot that I've come across, because like while you've got like 3-act structure and the hero's journey and Save the Cat and all of those other frameworks, what if and like all the other like plot and character archetypes, like I find like all of those frameworks are a little bit too prescriptive, if that makes sense. Like in the sense that like Save the Cat is extremely prescriptive as far as plot structures go, and I will preface this with saying I haven't read the Save the Cat version for novels, but I've just read like the original one for screenplays, and I'm just like, it is extremely prescriptive about like the timing of when all of these different plot beats are supposed to happen, right? And I kind of don't like that, because I feel like it makes it when you stick too closely to it, I feel like the story becomes quite predictable, and it almost feels very formulaic. It feels like you've written it to a plot structure template, as opposed to letting the story unfold satisfactorily as the stories and the character demand to unfold. So I really like the try-fail cycle, just because it's so character focused in the moment, and so as long as you've got characters whose overall motivations align with the direction of where you need to get your plot going, it all kind of works out, even if you are discovery writing in the process. So that's really saved my butt during Nano, using the try-fail cycle. So I hope you look into it and that it works for you as well. Michaela says, I am also taking my time with my book, but that is mostly because I'm handwriting it. Truth be told, I really missed handwriting. Oh my goodness, handwriting your book? That's wow. I don't think I've seriously written anything long form with handwriting except for my journal. I do still handwrite in my journal, and like I just know handwriting in my journal, like after about 2 pages I get hand cramps. I just props to like doing handwriting for your novel. So 561 words for Michaela for this sprint. Awesome. So Life with Casey says, I've watched all of Sanderson's lectures, but I skipped that one. I will have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I do recommend it. So the lecture component is only like 15 minutes of the hour-long video, and then like the other 45 minutes, it's just like it's an actual live writing exercise where she gets you to actually write a piece of flash fiction. I think it was like 250 words or something, and you try putting all of those components into practice about the mice quotient and the try-fail cycle and stuff like that. And yeah, that I really liked it. I thought it was a really good lecture to do. And I still refer back to it all the time, because I'm sometimes like, where did I get to with the try-fail cycle? The other thing you can try to look up would be my other suggestion, because I tried this, if Save the Cat or something works for you, is there is this template here, which I'm just going to drop in the chat, from Shalon of Learning to Grow, and she kind of like has done an adaptation of the Save the Cat framework, and she's mashed in the try-fail cycle in there. I ended up like, I took a stab at doing this template, like kind of like this, and it didn't entirely work for me, simply because like I don't know, like when you look at her example, like her mice threads, as they're termed, are a little, they're like written at an extremely high level, like to the point where I'm just like, they're really more thematic things, and I had a lot of trouble translating them to like, so what happens in the scene? Like, I think my problem with a lot of these bigger plot structure things is that I often have trouble. Like, I'm just like, okay, I can see the structure. The structure is fine. I can come up with the structure, but like once I have the structure, like how do I take that structure and translate it to an actual scene? You know, and the thing that makes that easy for me is like the try fail cycle, because like when you think about the try fail cycle, you are actually at the scene level of what the character is trying to do. So because you have to, because like by default the try fail cycle focuses you on the actions that they're taking, and it's really good for making sure your characters are not passive, because like they always have to be trying something in the scene, whether it's, you know, I mean, they can try to like be avoiding someone, or they can try to, you know, steal a sacred object or whatever. But like your character is always trying to do something, like, and I think that helps to not have scenes where like, because your outline might say something like, oh, so and so realizes that, you know, they are actually lonely and want to I don't know, like, and their loneliness is due to some childhood trauma or something. You can absolutely have a vague thematic point like that in your character arc, because your character arc, when you plot it, is kind of like the series of insights that your character gains into who they are. But I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that as a scene. Like, and you end up with like really boring scenes where like the character is just, you know, sitting in a room inside their head, like musing on, I don't know, life and stuff. And so I'm just like, can't do it. Whereas like with try fail cycles, like they force you to make sure your character is always active in any given scene. And so I just love this framework to bits. Cherry Panda asks, is there a second stream today? No, not today. Unfortunately, there is no second stream today. I have been delaying a lot of my real life obligations for Nano. So today is a catch up day for me, where, you know, I go and adult and catch up on all the things that I've been deferring. And also my daughter is having her graduation from preschool today. So there is like a little graduation ceremony that that is happening during the usual time for the second sprint. And because COVID, we can't actually go in person. So like we have Zoom links and stuff. So we have to watch the graduation over Zoom. Oh, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm a little bit like, oh, I think it would be nicer if we could go in person, but obviously there are a lot of kids, and so for safety reasons, no parents, no family, no visitors are allowed to watch the graduation. It's going to be the same with the Christmas concert. So yeah, no second stream today, unfortunately. I will probably have a few 2-day streams a little later this week. I will be putting up the schedule for the next week up on Twitter later today. So just keep an eye out on that, and I will schedule up the new streams for tomorrow after breakfast probably. Anyway, thank you so much guys for joining me on stream today. I at least got some words done. I think everybody has either got some words done or had some insights to ponder on the next time that they're going to get some words done. So I think we shall call this one a success. Thanks for joining me. If you're going to continue on and write more words, then I wish you all the best with that. Otherwise, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye guys!